Good morning there, Mr. Roger. Good morning. Morning, team. Good morning. Couple more minutes. We'll get it going. Yeah, a good day in store above VWAP and above freezing. Wife is hoping for a late start tomorrow. We'll see what happens. We'll do our daily reminder, then we'll hop into battle plan and where we're at, all that good stuff. Last night was better than the entire RTH yesterday. Alan, did you catch that battle plan last night? I know it's only your second day. One more minute, we'll do our daily reminder. Then we'll talk about our trades. Nope, had a busy evening. That's all right. It's fun to see them mapped out and then they trade, right? There's all price action is instructional whether we are on board or not. And sometimes it's just for the love of price action. All right, let's do our daily reminders. On Tuesday, we like to talk about stop losses. Stops are just a cost of doing business. It's insurance. If you had a convenience store or any kind of business, you're going to have insurance, right? It's just, it goes out the freaking door. Stops are the same way. Know where the trade is invalidated and get out. Or you don't like what price action is doing. I'm pretty much a touch and go trader. I like price to touch and go. Unless I'm absolutely in trade the location, I'm in love with the trade location, I just kill the trade. It's no big deal. Who cares? Stay alive to trade another day. There is another high probability trade around the corner. We just wait for it. It's no big deal. Stops do provide information. What is it telling you? Are you on the wrong side of price action? Did you get in too early? You know, what is it? What is the stop telling you that's worthy of stopping for 1 second before you place another trade? What did the stop tell me? If you're journaling, which you should be, put it in your journal. If anything, it causes a pause before you jump back into trading. Okay. So, the absolute best way, in my humble opinion, is you journal before you get into the image. I mean, not into the image. You journal before you get into the trade, and after the trade, you finish your journal. It creates a nice pause between action and impulse. So be a professional loser. So welcome, losers. Welcome, losers. Welcome. And of course, that is said with the most love possible. Some entry reminders. Is it a clean, clear, crisp level? Are you sure? Does it have a backup level? How many backup levels? Scott, I liked when you did the wisdom last night. I said, as a challenge, trade the backup level. If you're thinking about being greedy in a trade, um, you're looking at that going, yeah, whatever, you hemming and hawing, I don't know. Maybe trade the backup level. Trade the stop loss. So if that stop loss is 5 points away and you're just not 100% in love with it, trade the stop loss. Put your entry at your stop loss. And then give it a paper cut stop beyond that. If you miss it, who cares? There's another trade around the corner. What is the distance of the ideal stop loss? Where is the trade invalidated? Are you with trend? Are you with a parabolic trend? Are you counter trend? Are you looking to counter a parabolic move? Those things are important to know. Does this entry deserve full risk, or should I dial it down a little bit? What is the character of the price action at the moment that you're trading? Are we in 8-point candle land, 10-point candle land? Does that adjust your risk? Never ever jump into a trade because you think, know, or have a hunch what price will do. Never ever. It's not repeatable. If you do jump into a trade and you get rewarded, that sucks because now you think you can predict price. If you jump into a trade and you lose money, it sucks because now you're the worst trader in the world. Why did I do that? I'm so stupid. Just don't do it. Take a pre-planned trade, which was the entire purpose behind the battle plan when it first started. It was just like, okay, guys, I really started going heavy into pre-mapping your trades, pre-map your trades, pre-map your trades. And then, hey, let's pre-map our trade before trading even begins. And that was the genesis of the battle plan. And then me sharing where I was interested in going long and short with you. And then it turned into a thing. So how many ladders has it taken? To the north, it can go and go and go, right? To the south, I treat all shorts like a microwave trade. Unless I just get tremendous velocity in my direction, and then I'll play a little more chess with a short. So today we got consumer confidence and Richard Manufacturing Index before the opening. Trump is this afternoon. Pay attention to that if you're trading this afternoon. So this battle plan trade here, this is when we traded live last Tuesday. This is last Tuesday. Long there, up 80 points here. And I had my stop at 30. There's no perfect to that. In my opinion, it's up 80 points and locking in 30 seems prudent. If not, 40 seems prudent.
30-minute overnight levels, especially front sides.
It got me out at 30 points before the Trump candle. So that kind of stinks. However, what I did is I continually mental traded. As I said in the weekend video, my stop would be 5 to 10 points underneath here. I would not have carried it into the weekend because the previous weekend was here. And I know we were right up here against this trend line. So I would not have carried into the weekend. I would have exited. But if I had of, it would have been whatever this would have yielded me in that. It would have jumped right over my trade. And when we were trading here, I went long a little early for this trade here. If I'd have traded 5 more minutes, I would have been freaking in that. But my wife and I were having coffee and reading, and I decided to go hang with her. So no big deal. That's what happened. Hey, Don. Nice to see you. So is what it is. Very close to capturing 100 pointer there last night. Man, that was fun. Oh, well, what do you do? As I said in the battle plan last night, if you're not in it, what does that mean? What do? You wait for the next trade. So last night we mapped out a new trade, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So a couple trend lines that I think have been important. Number one was this daily trend line. It's in red because it's a daily trend line. Last week, on last Sunday, we talked about how this was very vulnerable. We gapped it down, and now we know we got to come back and back test this bad boy. And we're almost there, and that was the goal of this long. Actually, all three longs. It was the goal, all three longs to get here. And now we're kind of getting up here and we're crowding the plate. I'm not real interested in looking for a long here. It's real difficult to want to go short here. But I did map out a short, which we'll maybe discuss here in a second. Then this trend line here, well, yesterday was the day we broke right above it. Would it be a shock if we came back and back tested it? It wouldn't be a shock if we came back and back tested it. And because we're crowding the plate here against this trend line is one reason I mapped out the short I mapped out. Let's come into here. Let's turn on our strong levels. And for anybody on YouTube, if you are doing a 7-day trial, request access to the strong levels indicator. I'll give it to you for a week. Strong levels, here we go. These are just what I consider to be the most important levels on the chart. High time frame levels, nuanced battle plan, nuanced profile levels, whatever I think is important is what they are. Sometimes they're very obvious, sometimes they're nuanced, and they're not obvious. It doesn't matter. I just wanted a way to be able to put what I thought were the most important levels on my trader's chart. They can turn it on, they can turn it off, they can delete it. But once you get acquainted with them, you love them. So last night we were looking for price to dip down into this zone here, from this apex to this apex, get back above the strong range and long, and it was just absolutely beautiful. Now, was I in that trade? I had an order at 76. It missed me by like 2 or 3 ticks. So I was not in that trade, but other traders were. And congratulations to the traders who were in it. We talked about first TP at 90 with the target of hitting the next strong level. And it made it to the next strong level with a nice pullback. Great exit. I wonder where Andrew exited. I know he was in that trade. It's the only reason I mentioned him. And so absolute beautiful trade. And if you're holding a lotto runner, you're still long, but you need to know we're crowding the plate up here against the trend line. And the strong level is doing a really good job of keeping price at bay at this time. Then we mapped out, let's just bring out the battle plan. It's available for everybody. So battle plan 1 here. I had 2 mappings here. It touches, oops. Come on. I want an arrow, buddy. Where it comes up and touches here and comes back in. Could you have taken that trade? Sure. Did you need to be up at midnight to take it? Yes. Or you needed to be an international trader. And you could have taken that. Or you were long. And this was our TP target, was the strong level. And then pushed above here. Here's this zone. Get back under the strong level, and there's your short. Now, bulls control, so it's not shocking that on a short you'd get multiple taps at you. So you'd have had to survive multiple taps for that to be anything. So that's where we're at. Now we're open. We already chewed through 2 of the battle plan trades. And if you're flat like me, oh well, we're waiting for something new. Today is the day before FOMC and before 3 of the Magnificents report tomorrow. So who knows what today is? I would love today to be a retrace day, come back in, retest where we broke out from, which is here. We see our trend line here, our range for the last 2 days here. So I would love for it to dip down into here, get back above there. And actually, I didn't have a preferred trade last night, but I did remark in battle plan 2 that I would prefer battle plan 3, which was down here. All right, I think that caught us up to date. Yep, big tech earnings start tomorrow. That's correct. Tesla, Meta, and what's the other one? I forget. Thank you, sir. Microsoft, Meta, Tesla after the close tomorrow. Thank you, sir. So tomorrow's FOMC. Tomorrow's the show. This morning typically represents normal trading conditions. Afternoon tends to be crapola. So if you are watching price action in the afternoon, don't let it bore you to death. And apples on Thursday. Thank you, sir. So beautiful. All right, let's turn on the essentials indicator. Let's also switch over here and let's just take a peek at everybody else. I'm going to move this over here. I don't need that. I don't think YouTube needs it either. So remember, if you're new to the group, you want closed captioning on. If you need to mute me for whatever reason, you got to something you got to do, or phone call rings and you still want to hear, turn on the closed captioning. So are we all on the same train? No. 2 or below previous day low, above, coming back into range. That 90 to 92 area would be a great place for price to rest. So we are not all on the same train. Leads to complex trading conditions, typically complex chop. We do have news at the top of the hour. You can see from the 4-pack, 2 are above, 2 are below. One's above VWAP, 3 are below. Nothing I'm that interested in. If I'm waiting for a battle plan trade, I'm waiting for something to come down here. Battle plan 2 already played out. Battle plan 1 already played out. Now I just wait for something new. Sorry, it doesn't look like it's going to be that exciting of a morning. We know we're crowding the plate here against the trend line, against the strong level. So we just wait. See if we can get something. All right. Bulls control, but we are at an area, as I said in the AM briefing, that if the Bears are going to bring out their claws, this would be the area they do that. We're only 30-something points from the all-time high, so that's something to keep in mind. Let's turn on the all-time high. It's right up there, just at the edge of the expected range. We're up about 170 points from the long last Tuesday. So we did take the overnight, not the overnight low. We took the London low, which is not that big of a deal. We were already right here. But let's drop in time frames. We are not all on the same train. Not really. Man, NQ took all of that. So we'll look for evidence of laddering back. I just not really a location I'm interested in going long. This 92 to 90 is the POC from yesterday. It's difficult to want to trade long just at the top of that. When we're, yeah, well, don't need to trade yet. Don't need to trade. So on a 1-minute chart, we are entering the first 6 minutes, which I don't trade typically anyway, but can't create a fair value gap either direction here. So back and forth through the opening, complete indecision at a very flat VWAP at yesterday's POC. So no thank you right here. We need something new. And I believe the odds are no rate cut tomorrow. Just interesting. Doesn't give me anything, but all right, first 6 minutes are done. Our next alert to that is when the first 15 minutes is done. And then 23 minutes to the first hour. To the first 30 minutes is over. All right. Drop back to a 1-minute chart. I need to go ahead and mark out the Asia low here. We got the overnight low here. So if for some reason you got short from Battle Plan 1 and was able to hang all that, you're better than me. I wouldn't have been able to hang all that. Going nowhere, doing nothing, my friends. Wow. And I know it's the day before all the show and not to expect much, but it still kind of stinks because you want something to happen. Certainly no level development with this type of price action. Bring it back to here. Let's go to 30-minute chart for just real quick. Make sure we haven't left anything that looks interesting. We haven't. So we're not all on the same train. Dow and NQ are coming back inside a previous day range. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. If you're short from Battle Plan 1, I'd try to stay short. If you're long from Battle Plan 2 with a lotto runner, you're on the right side of price action. We're just crowding the plate here for that trend line and the strong level, so who knows. Ideal exit would have been our target at the strong level, so you're probably flat. I'd love a move down into here. This would be the next place I would be interested in engaging in price. Just because price is moving doesn't mean we have to be in the trade, right?
No level, no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break levels telling you?
Look how narrow the London session is compared to the Asia. Hey, Don on YouTube, did you notice yesterday that you can turn on the sessions now on your strong levels indicator? I assume you saw that, but whew. Bulls control. Shorts are counter, small if at all. Somebody gave me a thumbs down on my stream. That's funny. I didn't even know it showed me that. It's so funny. People. Could have been an accident. What do I know? All right, coming back to the opening. Bulls control. Oh, okay. Thanks, Don. I thought so. I thought that'd be a good addition, so I appreciate that. All right, back to the opening. Back and forth through the opening. Indecision. 4-pack is not on the same. Hey, Decker. Yep, you did get the bronze level. I'm having a hard time finding where on the battle plan. That's because you haven't requested the strong levels yet. I sent you a private message. Oh, well, I can't help you on that one. This is just for Trading View. You will, uh, I have many people who start that way and end up charting on Trading View and trading on Ninja Trader. Yeah, unfortunately, this is a Trading View indicator. So yeah, you get yourself a free Trading View. I would assume you could put my indicator on a free account. Yeah, sorry. But a 10-minute lag. Well, well, let's say someone was like Decker, that he's a battle plan member. Um, he should probably still, because here's what you could do, Decker. Let's with the battle plan, with the free account, with the strong levels. Let me double click on a strong level. You can come over here and under style, there's all the levels. So if you for some reason wanted to go and draw in the 10 closest levels on your Ninja Trader chart, you could. Does that make sense? Back and forth through the opening, guys. Nothing here. So you could look at the battle plan and go, okay, he mapped out 4 levels. These are the 5 strong levels that matter. And you just copy those 5 strong levels over. And, the strong levels are typically only updated on Sunday. So it's a once a week type of thing. There has been times I've updated it in the middle of the week, but rare. All right, 15 minutes to news, guys. FOMC tomorrow. Tech reports tomorrow. Expectations should be low. We have a very mixed 4-pack. I believe the Bulls control. And we're not that far from the all-time high. From the opening, we're only 42 points to the all-time high. So we're certainly entering that region where trading near all-time highs is my least favorite place to trade. NQ and ES are above previous day highs. Apple up strong, Microsoft up strong. Let's take a peek at silver. Silver's over here. Bitcoin is over here. So I saw some stupid post yesterday. You don't know it, whatever to believe. On Twitter, some guy started the day trading silver with 10K, was up 100K, finished like minus 15K or something. And I'm like, silver is really going to hurt a lot of traders. All right, absolutely nothing. And sometimes the best thing I can do, silver's the new GameStop. That's really a great observation. I wish we had something here, guys. There's just nothing I can really draft out. At least if we can go grab the overnight high, that might give us something, or the overnight low. You know, let's say you did that, Decker, and you had a 10K and you're up 100. You freaking walk. Most traders, that's the problem. They can't say no to the chart. They can't look at that chart and say no thank you and literally, honestly walk away. It is one of the greatest skills to learn, is to walk away. All right. As we said, completely mixed 4-pack. That usually leads to slop and chop with no levels. And we're just not far at all from previous day puck. All right, we are above the opening. We are above VWAP slightly, in a very tiny range. 11 minutes to news, guys. Maybe that'll shake us loose a little bit. I don't know. Last Tuesday was great. This Tuesday doesn't seem like it. 3-minute chart, definitely nothing. Let's go to a 1-minute chart. It left a little fair value gap here going to the north. Nothing for me to trade. You know, at this point, you can even just go to like a 10-minute chart or something just to zoom out and go, there's nothing here. Turn off some of the stuff. Just look at the price action here. I'd love to see a push through and actually kind of come in here and touch this. I'd love to see what we do from there. And of course, that puts us even closer to the all-time high. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. If at all, I really want to emphasize that. Let's go to a 30-minute chart, just take a peek again. Nothing. No, I think it's already traded, Joe. Now, could I possibly take that same setup again? So we made it into this trigger zone, and we got back under to the strong level and bounced, right? Now for battle plan 1, if it pushed a little higher up, and then gave us that, I'd be interested in it again, probably. But it's definitely already played out. And right, it's done it at least once. This mapping mapped out, and then the zone dropped back in, mapped out. So 9 minutes to news. I'd love to see it go ahead and actually touch this or push it a little bit more. And then if it slammed back in, I might be interested in that. But remember, we're so close to the all-time high. The other thing that would interest me in that, because we have a mixed 4-pack, what's the odds of it breaking out and go? I don't think it's that great, so I wouldn't mind taking that trade if that's what's presented. Of course, to be small, tight. So if you got long in battle plan 2 last night and you held a lotto runner, if we clear this strong level, I'd go ahead and move your stop to under the strong level. If you know, this was the perfect TP, but I don't know if you're up at 11 midnight, depending on where you are. All right, so to the strong level again. Next strong level is way up here. And then the all-time high is right above it. As we said, bulls control. Shorts are counter, small if at all. Never making things worse. I'd like to see us push on up to that trend line. 7 minutes to news, entering into a no trade zone by time, in my humble opinion. You do you. Come on, go ahead and push up into here. Doubles. Bulls control. See, this line is up here now, somewhere about the 713 level. Very nice, Don. Nice trade, buddy. Nice trade. I had my order at 76 last night. I chose the middle of this. Didn't get me in, so I went to red with my wife. This would have actually given us second opportunity. It's no big deal. No big deal. All right, took the overnight high there, guys. I mean, boom. Took the overnight high, right? Probably by a tick. All right, let's come over here. Let's drop down in time frames. Bulls control. At least we did something new. We made it to the overnight high. Now we'll watch. News in 5 minutes. No trade zone by time, in my humble opinion. Don, you couldn't have done that any better, dude. That's so great.
Bigger picture, single prints, ranges.
My goodness, 5 minutes to news. Bulls control. All right, T minus 4 minutes. May have no reaction at all, but we'll watch it. Four minutes.
Stretch, workout, get up.
Yeah, I had that push somewhere up into here. Nice job, Don. I must admit, I was probably happiest about my discipline as opposed to my result. You had perfect entry, perfect exit. That was pre-mapped out. Flawless. Very nice. Yeah, the result is nice too. Congrats. All right, T minus 3 minutes, and maybe we'll get something amazing. Bulls control. We're 30 points away from a new all-time high. We have mixed indices. Two minutes to news. Good time to refresh your beverage. All right. All right, T minus 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and remove this from the space. Thirty seconds. All right. We'll let this news event clear and look at the chart with a fresh set of eyes. These are just orange folder events, but we must know about them. Bulls control, but we are crowding the plate of this back testing of this trend line. It would not be shocking if this was the high of, this area would be the high of the day and we come back in. It wouldn't be a surprise. It doesn't give me an automatic trade though. Consumer confidence apparently is down, and the Richmond Manufacturing Index was less than expected as well, where they asked 75 manufacturers in the Richmond area to rate the relative level of business conditions. The Richmond, north of Richmond. And apparently Trump is due to speak this afternoon. All right, we'll see if we get anything new here. As we said, bulls control. The trade was last night, Battle Plan 2 to the strong level. Now we're waiting for something new. At least we took the overnight high, 30 points to the all-time high. And I'm not giving anything here yet. Let's just go ahead and pull it in. We were looking for a reversal pattern there after the Asia high in the news, but at this point, that hasn't happened. Hey, Ron, good job on the chart markings. I apologize for missing the first one, and I didn't miss it. What I did, I I went and looked at it, and then it removed my notification that there was an unread message, and I forgot to. I try not to take a sneak peek because it'll turn off my notification that there's a post there I need to look at, and so I just failed to go back and look at it. I was like, ah. So thanks for being cool about that. Wow. So fair value gapped up over the strong level after it'd been hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And now we're just hanging here. Untradeable. Yep, it took the overnight high. Let's see if this thing wants to slam back in under the strong level. My gut says the strong level is going to hold it up, but I would love to see price come back in. Or come up here first. Come up here. That's where I feel like I need you to come. I need you to come up here. There's nothing for me to do here. We're in an area where it could present something, but it's just, there's no buyers, there's no sellers right now. We got a mixed 4-pack. Let me turn that back on. Got a mixed 4-pack, 2 above VWAP, 2 under, 2 above, 2 below. What do you do? I don't expect much follow through is what that tells me. Well, not as exciting today. Or yesterday. You had to be long early yesterday. Kind of stunk. All right, let's see if that thing wants to slam back underneath here. A 30-second chart here for a second. So as I said, if it gets back up into here and slams back under, I would probably be interested in this trade again, just because we did take the overnight high, slam back in. The strong level has done well. We didn't seem to be able to get much push above that, so we'll see what happens. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. The only reason I have a short mapped out here is because I understand the trade location. Remember, bulls control. Everybody who's long from the overnight wants to keep this price up. Let's see what happens. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. Bulls control. Bears could not keep that fair value gap open. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. As we discussed, battle
No
plan.
level, no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break levels telling you?
Battle plan 1 had a bounce here, get into this zone, ladder back under. As we said, that's pretty much played. Would that work again? I don't know. Small if at all. Knowing where the trade is invalidated and getting out. If you decide to take it on round number 2. Bulls control. Mixed 4-pack tends to indicate that it won't be a trend day, most likely. Go take a peek at everybody else. Dow is still pushing. My goodness, price, come on. A 3.7 ATR on a 3-minute chart. Weak. Nice, Darren. Bulls certainly control. 30 points from an all-time high. Kind of an area where if the bears are going to respond, I think they respond here. So make sure you're capturing part of that move. If it breaks through that, here the problem is we have a very mixed 4-pack from this. So usually small follow through. So an environment of see money, take money, my humble opinion. Day before FOMC and everybody reports, not everybody, but a lot of tech report tomorrow and the next day, so be careful. I'd love to see us come back and test this area before going to the all-time high, but bulls control. They don't have to do that, but it would be nice. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. Mixed 4-pack, odds of follow through seem small, but what do I know? Okay. $30 points to an all-time high. There are no sellers. Unless you're on Dow. It's selling. Russell's back inside a previous day range. NQ is hitting a very important area here that price is either going to slam back down or accelerate up. Very, very tricky area here. Be careful. So if you did take that short there, of course, where's the ideal stop? 2 points above there. You're given the opportunity of a gift to break even if you choose to take it. That ideal stop loss would have been 8 points away. I'm just watching. I need something good. Wow. You know, one of the things that we remarked in the battle plan last night after a 170 point move from the overnight low, what does that mean? There aren't any high probability trades here. So we got to be real careful here. We're not in a high probability environment. Mixed 4-pack. We're up 117 points from the low, 175 points from last Tuesday, 30 points from the all-time high. Just, if I gave you that recipe and said, how excited are you to trade on the day before FOMC? Let's add that. Very difficult. Let's check silver again. Just because that's the story. I mean, look at this. Look at this weekly chart. Just wow. Go back to a 30-minute chart just to kind of see it. Zero level development. Sometimes the best thing I can do is tell you there's nothing here. We had a tested battle plan 1 already. We discussed that. And then battle plan 2 here, you're already exited from that most likely. Unless you're Darren. I'd really love a push up to here. And then a definitive
Bigger picture, single prints.
because if we can push here and have a definitive rejection, I would think coming here would not be impossible today. A 3.7 ATR, that's really low on an RTH session. Mixed 4-pack. I'm waiting. Give me something good. So if you're using our journaling software, mark today as a special day. It's the day before FOMC, so you can reference it in the future easily. NQ's hitting that very critical area. Will it reject or will it bust through? I think that's everything that's going to depend on what we do. We are going to be dependent on NQ, is what I meant to say. And if NQ comes in with Dow going in, we're coming in. Right now, it's not happening. Jeez. Another gift to break even if you took the tested battle plan 1 trade. Has yet to take the high.
Should I be trading?
No.
Am I biased? Am I following price or fighting price?
I think I can definitely say I should not be trading. Good point, Joe. Well, only I can say happily is a nice little strong level there. All right, you presented a third time with the gift of break even without taking your stop. Nothing, guys. So NQ made it up. I'm not going to discuss this level right now, but certainly is pushing back in. Dow is pushing down. I can't prediction trade that. We just know this is an area that if the bears are going to come out, I think this is where they would come out. Or if the
Stretch. Workout. Get up.
or if the bulls want to take profit and get out. It might look like it's bears, but it very well could just be profit taking. This would be an area that I would think that would happen. And that's why Battle Plan 1 had this initial short up here. It's because that's where this would happen. And it had a nice spent most of the night under the strong level. For sure. It tried to peek its head, failed, peek its head, failed, peek its head, fell, peek its head, fell. It's having a little traction now. I don't have anything here, and I'm not going to prediction trade it. If I'm going to do a positional trade, it's usually long, not a short. All right. So if you'd have taken that battle plan one after it's been tested many times that we discussed, is definitely a tested battle plan. And it came up to here. You've been given the gift of break even at least 3 times. It hasn't taken where your stop should be. But, you know, when I'm presented the gift of break even 3 times, I usually take it. If even if I really love the trade location, you do you. My goodness. Really doesn't appear to be much selling. I'm just curious at silver. Absolutely nothing. So if you held through all of that, I would certainly move your stop to break even at this point, and just count your lucky stars if it decides to go at this time. I'm flat. I have nothing. I want something juicier. I'd actually prefer us to come down into here. Man. All right, IB highs and lows here. Which one does it get first? Yesterday it got the IB high first.
IB high, IB low.
%96 of the time, he takes out one of these. Wow. So funny. I almost feel like I have to apologize for how horrible price action is. Sorry, guys. So as we said, bulls control. We spent the entire night in the upper distribution after a battle plan too long there. If you carried that to target, from here to our target there, that was a nice trade. Yeah, we need to add some magnets on here. I agree. I just know where I would like it to go. And price is going, I don't care what you like. I really want it to come here. That would give me something I could trade. I can't. There's nothing I can really do here now. I mean, from the first touch to right now is 12 hours. And bulls control, so you have to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt that they're going to break through. 30 points to the all-time high. Oh well, looks like it's going to be a no trade morning. I feel like I'm dropping in time frames to try to find something, and I need to stop that. There's nothing to find right here. The overnight kind of had all the fun. Let's keep that all-time high up here in sight. Go take a peek. Bulls control, shorts would be counter, small if at all, never making things worse. Unlike yesterday, I believe the play was already longer flat. In my opinion, you would have already exited from last night's long. So, in my opinion, we're truly looking for a new entry. Something we can lean against. So if we can come up into here and slam back in, I might be interested in something. But I really want us to get up to here. And then show a shift. Come on, get up there. And once again, we took the IB high. Which, by the way, based off statistics, which IB is taken most often? The IB high or the IB low? Which one is taken most often? The IB high or the IB low? Bulls control. Take a peek at everybody else again. NQ making new highs. ES making new highs. Is Dow turning around? All right, Darren, you're up 20 points. Nice job. All right, we're at a very interesting point here.
No level, no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break levels telling you?
Push up a little bit more. A little bit more before we back test that line as I drew it. So somewhere up in here, 14, 15, and then let's see what happens. We know ES loves to back test structure. And this would be the back test of a trend line. Bulls control. So let's see what the thing wants to do in this zone here. Do we come up in here and push back? We shall see. If you're long, this would be a great area. To me, you're getting an extended move beyond the strong level. I would certainly, in my opinion, be looking to, if you had multiple contracts, for sure TP something, anything above this high to here, I think makes a lot of sense. You do you. Of course, the all-time high is only 26 points away. Doubles. Yes, it is. It's a broken trend line on a daily chart that we broke on the gap down last week, and this would be back testing it. Whoops. That's reminding me to schedule the AM briefing for tomorrow.
Bigger picture, single prints, ranges.
All right, finally coming into the back test of the trend line. But we made it to it. SPY making a new all-time high. I'll move you up here now. So SPY at a new all-time high. Delete, yes. Delete, yes. SPX is almost at a new all-time high as well. So new all-time highs in the cash market there. So this is where I recommended if you were long, I would TP in this area. My humble opinion, you do you. All-time high is a measly 23 points away for the futures market. SPY has already hit it. SPX is right close to it. Sorry. So, can tell you how many people I saw on Twitter last week having SPY puts for this week. It is hard to bet against the ES. So, very proud we're on the right side of price action again with our battle plans. Holding a runner pays. So, very important area now. Do we pull back in? Do we accelerate up and grab the all-time high? Certainly an area that going long or short right here is risky. To me, the goal was to be long coming into it. If you had multiple contracts, you take something off here and leave a lotto runner. If you only have one contract, I'd be following it somewhere in here. But then again, TPN right there at the line, I think is perfect.
Stop
my
trading
opinion.
in 10 minutes. Only trade your best trading hours. Take a break. Walk away. Be done. Be content. Adjust afternoon risk settings.
Well, we certainly made it to an interesting location on the chart. Now let's see what it wants to do with it. Bulls control. There are no sellers yet. But if they're to come out, I believe this is the area. If you were aggressive and took a short there, just put your stop, at a new high and just go for it. Don't let it hurt you. I did not take a trade here. This would certainly be where I would consider, if you were going to take a short there at that 14 to 15 area, that kind of the apex here, because we very well could have a nice move back in and it would just be normal. Like, yeah, of course it did that. So to me, you'd have your stop couple ticks above the high and just see what happens. It's no big deal. You can't get hurt. Wow. Untradeable. If we can get a move on here relatively soon, I'll watch longer, because we finally made it to an interesting trade location. Now, what do they do with it? Bulls control. There are no sellers yet. Darren, do you TP out of curiosity? Are you rolling the dice? $20 points from the all-time high. I don't blame you if you're rolling the dice to stay long. Okay. Have a little backside protection layer there. My goodness. I'm so glad I'm not trying to trade this. You know, I got to debate whether or not to even put a battle plan together tonight. I probably we'll see where we finish up, because tomorrow's FOMC. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so if you took 14 to 15 short there against the back test of the trend line, not the end of the world. Yes, it would be. But here's one of the things I recommend not doing, James. When it bounces off a trend line, don't take that first short counter to it. Now you
workout, get up.
Obviously you can just set your stop loss where you think is reasonable and move on. But when we bounce off a trend line, I'm typically not taking the first counter trade. Doesn't mean I'm right. Now, this is a different case, though. This is the back test of a broken trend line. It's a little different. Bulls control. So let's look at where we're at. Let me zoom out. I showed this on the Sunday video, if you watched the Sunday video, but that's also several days ago. So let's do this. Let me close this, close this, close this. Let's go ahead and go to a daily chart. Let me turn off my strong levels. So what this is, it's a beautiful trend line back here from the April low. Connecting, 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 connecting. We talked about big, little, little, and I said ES is very vulnerable here. Now let's go to a 30-minute chart. We gap down. We gap down. Of course, we had battle plan long here. We had battle plan long here. And we had battle plan long here. With the ultimate goal of all of them is to retest this trend line. And we're here now. So this is a back test of a trend line. It doesn't, in my opinion, necessarily yield a trade. but it's most likely going to back test it and bounce. And then fair value gap over it, attacking the all-time high. I would love if it actually did come back into here and then attack it again, because I would so want to be long there. My goal would be this 2-day balance area here. We got a strong range there. Not essentials, wrong indicator. Sorry, bringing it up. Love for it to come back into here for battle plan 3. Let me bring that up. But the bulls control tomorrow's FOMC. Would it be shocking they take the all-time high before tomorrow? No. But so I would love it to backtest the trend line here, push back in, and give us that trade. That would be pretty cool. But I don't have anything here. I'm not going to short this. I'm not going to long here. Our long was here last night. If you kept a single lotto runner back at break even, you're still in this trade. I would be looking to TP here. So I've got nothing. I don't have a dog in this hunt. The only additional thing I would add is that the all-time high is only 20-something points away. I don't like trading right near all-time highs. It's just not the easiest place to trade. Let's bring on the all-time high. So if you did take that short there, you're probably getting out there. Counter, obviously. And the bulls control. And if NQ can push through this origin, there's going to be a strong push. And I believe it's going to happen. I wish it would pull back in, though. Who cares what I wish, right? I can only trade what's happening. All right, I touched the 15 now. Man. And from this trade, you kept a single runner back. You're up nicely there. And in yesterday's battle plan 4, you were still long from there. You're at, as we talked about in the AM briefing, you're up your 100 pointer. I'm not chasing here long, and I can't short this, so I have no trade. If we can break this line, beautiful. NQ still trying to break this. Bulls control. All right, made an incremental high there against this back test. I have no trade. Well, it feels like a wasted day, but it's not. There's nothing I can look at on this price action in here and go, I missed this. I had this opportunity here and missed me by 3 ticks. Oh well. Jeez. All right, from today's high to the all-time high is now just 21 points. SPX still hasn't hit it. SPY is pushing even a little bit more. Just take a silver look here. All right, back to ES. We're laddering up, bulls control. Just to revisit a small topic again, we talked about how Battle Plan 1 already played out, and that to take it again, it would be higher risk. Give me 1 second here. Okay, coming into this area, looking to get under the strong for a short. Okay, so the next time it gets above it and clears it, do you want to take that short? So if you did, and you took a tested battle plan trade here, went against you, gift to break even, gift to break even, gift to break even, pushed you into the profit. I even said here, move your stop to break even. You held better than I ever could have. And, break even again. You didn't take the break even. Like I said, at the third break even, I think you should freaking take it. I don't even know if anybody took it. Nobody even told me they took it. So I don't even know, but we're going to have that discussion anyway. And if you're long, I think it's a great TP. If you're holding on, I think your eyeballs have to go to the all-time high. Well, it was certainly counter, right? And the proper move when your counter is what? Follow at 50%. So yeah, hey, good trade there. I mean, that's the other possibility I didn't discuss, Alan. So thank you for bringing that up. I mean, it made it to our target there. It certainly is hanging out. It didn't blow through it, did it? Didn't blow through it. So there's something here. Doesn't mean that the bears are going to come out, but this is where I believe if they're going to come out, they'd better do it here. Above here, it's all-time high, baby. My opinion, what do I know? Stop. I hope it gets up there. That'll be 2 amazing days in a row there, Darren, for you, buddy. Come on, blow through the top. Pay these traders for their longs and their patience. Being on the right side of price action. One of the temptations traders have to combat, we are obviously laddering up. Bulls are in control, said it 23 times probably. That the first trade you're going to be presented with is a counter trade. A counter trade. A counter trade. A counter trade. So you have to be mindful of that and be careful that you aren't countering too much, or at least at a great trade location and being aggressive. Because those suck. Because there's going to be lines on your chart up here that you're going to, I want to take these shorts. I've got a so-and-so Johnson level or something. I don't know. And hey, we're laddering up. The current of the river is this. Not that there can't be strategic locations for those pullbacks. You just want to see money, take money, know your counter, small if at all. Come on, get up there. Now, if we ladder beyond this trend line here, I will remove it. Most likely. Actually, what I'd probably do is lower the opacity of it. And when I see a lowered opacity, I know it's probably not that important, but I might want to keep an eye on it. Let's say we came up to the strong level and bounced. That would be interesting to me. But at this point, I'm still going to color it red. We have not broken it. We keep testing it, but we have not broken it. On a 30-minute chart, this could be nothing but a wick, right? This thing pulled back in, it would just be a wick. So I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to watch a little longer here. See if we can get something. Got to move. We made it to an interesting location. We're just not moving. My goodness. All right, if we break this trend line, you longs are going to get paid. I kind of got lucky. Oh, that's funny, Scott. So SPX made an all-time high now. So SPY and SPX made all-time highs. Very cool. So the cash markets have made it. Doubles. Well, and an unusual characteristic, the overnight have presented beautiful battle plan entries. And the RTH is, I mean, you know, look at yesterday, straight up, hung out at at this level and not much entry. Today, honestly, not much entry. Nothing I could really map out and say, here's what I'm waiting for. When I draw it on the screen, that's the trade I'm interested in. Like, for real. I haven't drawn a trade on the screen in 2 days, except for battle plan trades, and they happened overnight, which is fine, which is great. I know many traders who took that. So we certainly seem to be leaving this strong level. Typically, we'll make a strong to strong move. This is a pretty big move, though. So if you're long, congratulations. Way to hold. Certainly nice. Power of a runner again. I put it in the battle line. Behold the power of a runner. And it is true. At this point, if you'd kept a single runner back, depending on your account type, not everybody can do that. If you have an intraday trailing drawdown account, it's different. You got a static or end of the day or a cash account or a retirement account, you can keep that runner back. And if it makes an all-time high there, you'll be able to lock 50 points, which would be sweet. So at this point, I would probably lock 30. Because you really don't want it to come back in from this trend line now. You do you. 20 would put you under that break level. 10 would require a new low. After this, I think I'm going to have to go outside and try to use a shovel to remove ice off of our driveway. I'll earn a good nap. Man, in our local area yesterday, I think it was 5, 8, and 9-year-old brother boys drowned in a frozen lake. Like 45 minutes or so from here, I saw this morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, all 3 of your little boys in elementary and preschool age, probably the best ages ever. And all 3 drowned in a lake yesterday. I looked at my wife and I said, what problems do we have again? Oh, that's right. We don't have any. We prayed for that family. My goodness. You know, there's many deaths I wouldn't want. Drowning in a freezing lake would definitely be one of the higher. Like, please, not that way. All right. Well, still hanging out at the trend line. It'll be interesting to see what happens. You would think bulls control. We break this, make an all-time high. SPY and SPX already made all-time highs. Can the futures market extend it? Whopping 20 points to an all-time high. Nothing. I'm going to give it 13 more minutes to the bottom of the hour. We'll see if anything exciting happens. I'd love for you longs to get up there and get out at the all-time high. That would be so sweet. Nice, Darren. Nice job, buddy. Come on. Big candles. All right. There are no sellers. Bulls control. Shorts would be counter. Small if at all. Never make things worse. And know that you are very close to an all-time high. I just know right around the all-time high is just not my favorite place to trade. It doesn't prove to be very fruitful. My goal is always to be long going into the all-time high. The last 2 days I should have been a little more aggressive in the overnight, but it's okay. Oh well. What do you do? I won't even be watching tonight, the day before FOMC. It's rarely ever worth your time. Well, all right, guys, I think that's going to be it for me. For me, the trade was last night. Hold a single runner. I didn't get in. Nothing new as far as an entry here for me. So I think I'm going to call it and go hang out with my wife and lightly watch price action for the rest of the day. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for trading with me. If you're long, stay long. I hope it makes it to that